welcome to another Headley Vision podcast. This week we're going to look at another set of prayer stations we've used recently, in fact just yesterday. So let's start. You'll notice I had to make sure that our doors were locked so that normally Sunday mornings they're unlocked for us, but we don't have anyone in the room just yet. So first we make sure that the doors are locked so that no one gets in and accidentally knocks over supplies or anything like that. Then we set up. This week we looked at... That's our cow, you like it? This week we looked at the passage from Matthew 5:13-17. You can see it there. I printed off 7 translations and put them up on the walls. And what it speaks about is, if you're not familiar with, or you couldn't read in those 2 seconds I had it up, it's the passage of salt and light, where we're told that we're to be the salt, or that we are the salt of the earth, and to be the light of the world. And so what we did is we set up 5 different stations, 6 if you count the one for our sponsor child, who's sponsored for World Vision. He's right here. That's Fahim, a little map, and he lives right here. These stickers are from a different opportunity we had. But we asked simply, we collected some money for him. We asked them to write letters to tell them how they were experiencing God. One of the stations we use is the prayer station. We have prayer request cards. Apparently this isn't a prayer. Blank prayer request cards and a pen. And then we just ask them to place them in the basket after they've written their request. And then not just place it in the basket, but to pray over the ones that are already there. Our next station would be the light station. We have a few light sources here. And flashlight, candle, matches. They're always fun. Where we ask students to interact with the light. Turn it on, turn it off, light it, hide it under a basket. Really get a feel for what's going on in the passage and what light can mean in their life. We had a lot of them that had fun with the candles. Our next station is salt. This one was really fun for me. I had 4 different types of salt. We have standard iodized table salt. We have popcorn salt. We have, I'm not quite sure, it's lime salt. I found it at Walmart. It might be used for tequila. I'm not quite sure. But it's lime flavored, so it's got a little different flavor to it. And then we have sea salt. And what they're supposed to do here is they're supposed to kind of get a feel for what salt is, taste some of the salt, feel it in their fingers, reflect upon what salt does. You know, what does the flavor do in life? You know, how does it really help in any way? From there, and these, by the way, these are not filmed in any particular order because they're not gone through in any particular order. This is our Law and the Prophets. Now, technically, this is not part of this passage, but added it on because it gives a little extra feel for it. And where it says, Jesus is saying, I did not come to abolish the law or the prophets, but to fulfill it. And with salt and light, it focuses so much on us and what we're supposed to do that sometimes people forget about the fact that it comes from God. So what we did is I marked a few different pages from the law and the prophets. Some Deuteronomy, some Leviticus. Always fun for your teenagers. Isaiah. That one's Hosea. It doesn't really like to stay open. Jeremiah and a little bit of Exodus 20. Something that most of our kids and probably yours are very familiar with. And this is our last station. Have the New Century Version here, and it's a journaling station. What we do is we have 3 composition books, and we use these every month when we run prayer stations. We try to run once a month. It doesn't always work in the schedule quite well, but we try to work it at once a month. And what they are is we'll list the passage or the topic for that month right here. And then at the end of the experience, students will journal their thoughts, what they've learned, how they've grown. And we have several in here. And it really gives them an opportunity to share. And it also gives us an opportunity to get inside their heads a little bit, to see how it really impacted them. What did they really learn? Our Sunday school program is where we run most of our prayer stations. Like I said, we try to get them once a month. And what we'll do is we'll get our senior pastor's passage that he's working from, his primary scripture text, usually 3 or 4 days ahead of time. So a lot of these are interchangeable with many different texts. The Salt and Light are very specific, but prayers, prayer requests, and journaling are always used in some form or another. Fahim Station is always used. But what we do is we get the text, and then we see what kind of interactive stuff can we do? What can we offer that will give them hands-on experience? So prayer station is very, very useful in our ministry. Hopefully they can be in yours as well. And I hope you enjoyed this guided tour and that you'll be able to use it in your own ministry. Thanks a lot.